Arizona head coach Sean Miller, student athletes Rondé Hollis Jefferson and Stanley Johnson. Coach, we'll begin with an opening statement with you. Congratulations on your second round win.
Thank you. Well, anytime you're in this tournament, it's a great moment for your team and coaching staff. It's not easy to just simply be here. You have to earn it. In our case, now that we've advanced, I think it's even more difficult, and we all realize this, just to win one game in this tournament, regardless of where you're seated. So we're excited and happy to still be here playing and look forward to whoever we play, VCU or Ohio State, on Saturday. Tonight, I thought our offense was efficient. I thought these two guys had great nights. We were difficult for Texas Southern to stop. And from an efficiency perspective, points, whatever you want to look at, we were very good. What we talked a lot about during the game and after the game is just we came into this tournament as a great defensive team, and we were not that today. And not that, the roof's caving in on us, but I think the point that we made is this tournament is unforgiving, and when you don't do the things that you do well, you're not in the tournament very long. So what I'm hoping is that we learned a few things. We can move towards Saturday and be both the offensive team that we were here today, but also the great defensive team, which I think we've represented all season long.
Coach Richie, KVOA again in Tucson. That's a pretty good basketball team that you went up against for it being a 15 seed, and I know Rondé talked about he wanted the defensive effort to be a little bit better than that, but have to give some credit to the other side of the floor as well.
No question. And, we knew before we played them, especially their perimeter attack is high major in its approach. They have guys that can play in about any program in the country, and that's at the 1, the 2, and the 3. And what Mike Davis and his staff do a really good job of is they play 2 3-point shooting big guys with those 3. So part of our foul problems tonight stemmed from what you said, and that was we were playing against a team that's difficult to guard off the dribble because they're able to spread you out, and once their big guys hit a couple threes, that changes things as well. So believe me, credit where credit's due. Texas Southern is a difficult team to defend, and it's why they were able to come into this tournament having won the games that they did. However, you know your team as the coach, and there were quite a few breakdowns that we had tonight that we have to be better at moving forward. I told the guys afterwards, I don't want to be the coach, gloom and doom. I recognize we're in the tournament. I know we won. I know we won by a big margin. But, we have high hopes and high aspirations. In this tournament, you don't get a second chance. And whether it's, a couple games I know were played simultaneous to ours, those teams wish they had a do-over, but there isn't one. And the best team doesn't always win. It's the team that's the best on that night or that day. So what we can control are the things that we know we're great at or good at. Our team defense is what carried us. And for us to be in this tournament and all of a sudden not be great on defense, we won't be in it very long. So I think that's what we talked about. You probably sensed that from listening to both Stanley and Rondé, but we're grateful to be around and excited to be a part of the 32-team field now.
Paula Bovin, Arizona Republic. Sorry about that. When you've had issues with defense in the past this season, there hasn't been a lot. Do you point it to effort? Do you point it to preparation? Is it getting caught up in maybe the level of competition? Does it vary?
I think each situation we've had is different. Obviously, we only lost 3 games this year, but the way we lost those 3 games was very similar. I think that's the point. And the teams that we lost to, although we respect them a great deal, they're not a part of this tournament, which if you're 32-3 and the 3 losses you received weren't to teams that are part of the tournament, it makes you ask those types of questions. I understand that. But, I think some of it is our mentality. Our team has always been better this season when we've been cornered. That's one reason why I think after each loss we seem to excel and go on a run. So, obviously we don't have a chance after the next loss to go on a run. And I think the point is that we have to get back to being an excellent defensive team, which takes a lot of effort and concentration. We certainly can do it, but whoever we play in the next round, we know is going to be a formidable opponent. And we want to make sure that when that game ends, we feel good about what we did, especially on defense.
Kerry Eggers, Portland Tribune. Sean, talk about your offense tonight, especially in that first half you guys were really on.
We have a balanced attack right now, which is great. Inside, we're getting production from Ashley and Tarzuski. You know, obviously Rondé and Stanley tonight had big games. TJ is right around the double-figure score. The one guy who didn't score tonight, I don't think he necessarily played bad, but for whatever reason, he didn't contribute like he's been, is Gabe York. You know, Gabe has been a huge factor for us down the stretch, and tonight I don't believe he scored. So considering that, it was one of our best overall offensive outputs of the season, and I think that's why we offset a very mediocre defensive performance and won by the margin that we did.